Peace, 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 family. Peace to you all. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hey, beautiful. Hey, beautiful. Supreme rising to you. Supreme rising. Oh, Supreme rising, fam. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but I just wanted to give you my perspective on what is transpiring now that is before us, and how I'm using my discernment to kind of figure things out for me, and hopefully what I'm seeing may be also similar to what many others are also seeing too as well. So I just wanted to give my take on the spaceship that was supposedly on the NASA feed, right? Everyone I know, say it again, sis. Everyone I know, shaving sleep issues, are having sleep issues. Yeah, the thing of it is, the reason why that is happening because of the energy fields. The energy fields are changing just on a global stance. And there's a couple of things that I want you guys to notice. Like, I don't know if over here, it's like they're always trying to block out the sun, but they very rarely block out the moon. Right? They let the moonlight shine, but they don't let the sunlight shine, right? Because the sun emits a different type of energy, right? So the energetic fields are changing regardless. The aspect of our being in terms of spiritual selves or energetic selves, energy does not sleep. So when you find yourself, the only reason why we sleep is because we're in this physical expression, right? But when you raise the frequency, or your whole archaic aspect of your being of frequency is raised, the less sleep you actually need, because energy doesn't sleep. The only reason why we sleep is because of this lower aspect of density and the hertz that it was sustained with when we were moving from a lower level of consciousness. But because of all of these anomalies and everything that are taking place, a lot of things archaically is going to, in terms of our being, our expression, our energetic expression is going to change. We are an energetic expression. And so if there are any major variances in energy, that affects our expression, we're going to become affected by it, because we are an energetic expression. So a lot of people are going to have some sleeping issues and may not be able to sleep, and that's because we're energy. We are truly energy, and this is one of the things to show you that we are truly energy. We have always been energy first. In an expression of our physical self. This physical aspect of our being is an expression, a lower expression of who we truly are. And that's why I said we are not the body, right? We are not the body. This is just a material expression of our true being, energetically, right? But I just wanted to, give my take about this spaceship. And I feel the need to say this because I want everybody to make sure they start upping their game. So, this is one of the major ways that the government is now introducing what we so-call anomalies or spaceships to something that they've always known about, right? That they hid from the public. They didn't say yay or nay, but they definitely hid it from us. And now they are now trying to make us aware on a more grander scale that these things actually exist. Well, they've always existed. They didn't just come, they didn't just come around the corner down the street just 5 minutes ago. They've always been here. The thing what we have to now have is a level of discernment, right? To discern whether or not if these are actual spaceships that are coming in, or is this a setup as a last alternative for them to create more negative chaos to keep us at a state of low vibration. And what I've come to understand, that I even spoke on last night, is that your spiritual side of self is going to have to be raised energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency, so that you can have the discernment to differentiate whether or not if these are actually entities that we should fear, and which we shouldn't fear anything, right? Or are they of us, or are they of something else, right? And only your energetic value and you being tapped into your discernment is going to be able to decipher that. There's nothing about your physical being that's going to be able to decipher energy unless you are tapped into your energy and know who you are at an energetic level. And that is why I've been emphasizing why everybody is trying to understand the physical side of things. This has never been a physical war. This has always been a spiritual, mental, mind war, right? And the parts that we need to be getting together, although the physical side of our expressions is important, but the more mental side of you, the spiritual side of you, the energy side of you is right now far much more important. They want us to be distracted on the physical aspect of everything because so many of us is still attached to the physical side of our being. But this is a spiritual thing, and we are going to need a spiritual level of discernment energetically in frequency to be able to determine whether or not if this spaceship is just something to create more chaos and fear, or if these are actual anomalies that are coming in to give us the frequencies to restore order, right? So my take on NASA introducing this great ship is that we have to understand that there are delays, right? There are 7 to 8 to 10 minute delays of live feed so that they can capture and catch things before it meets the public aspect if they don't want us to know certain things. And for the fact that if this feed is actually true, that they allowed us to see it, means one of two things. Is that they're introducing it to us, something that they've always tried to subliminally cover up, or this is something where they're trying to set the stage for something to happen that is being orchestrated on their behalf, where we will now have to have a level of discernment spiritually, energetically, and vibrationally in frequency to be able to recognize. This is not going to be a physical thing. This is all energy. You're going to have to be intact energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency in order to have the discernment to be able to differentiate if this is something being staged or if this is actually the real deal Holyfield. All right? And this is just my take on my perception and perspective of how I see this thing that they showed on NASA. All of a sudden, NASA, a governmental entity, is now allowing us to see something that has always been. So it kind of makes you wonder what it is that, you have to have a level of discernment. So I'm going to say that for those of us having hatred amongst each other, for those of us are back and forth at each other's throat, this is just not the time. This is not the time to be on that low vibrational stuff right now. Like, it's just not the time. The focus should really be on yourself and what are you doing, what it is that you're doing for yourself energetically. Because right now we have to have a keen sense of understanding energetically and frequency for the days to come, because this is not a physical thing. So although we are, putting ourselves in a position to be able to understand what is going on physically around us, I get that part, but this ain't it. This is not it. This is just not it. This is not a physical. This is not a physical preservation. This is a spiritual preservation. This is about knowing who you are in the true state of your true being, which is energy. You are energy. You are a frequency. And until we get that wrapped around our mind and understand that the order of things is that it's your mind, it's your spirit before your physical aspect of your being. Because your physical aspect of your being is an expression from all that is mental, all that is spiritual, all that is energy, all that is vibration, all that is frequency. That is comprised into science, that is comprised into math, that is comprised into sacred geometry. This is who you are. This is the quantum aspect of your being expressed in the material, which is the lower aspect of yourself. So right now, although the lower aspect of you is still an expression of you, the order of it right now is the last to be concerned with, because it's the ladder of your energetic expression. We have to understand who we are is at a energetic expression from a spiritual expression. And that is what I am here to give you my interpretation. Gratitude for you as well. Gratitude, Ron the Planetarian. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. So, everybody that's at each other's throat and we're going at each other, this is not the time. The time is to be one with self and to become one with this self. And the examples has always been around us in nature. A tree is always a tree, and it remains until it's in its absolute state of truth, which is it being a tree even in its expression on this material plane. We have to become one within ourselves. We have to look at ourselves energetically and vibrationally to understand our energetic output of who we are. That should be our focus, because right now, because we know not of ourselves in the manner to which we should understand ourselves, they can throw these types of, these things to confuse us. But if we become more in tune with ourselves spiritually, then we'll be able to have the level of discernment to know whether or not if this is just something that they're trying to ploy to create more fear and chaos because we know not of ourselves, or if this is something that is truly energetically to our benefit, that is coming here to assist us, humanity, into restoring order. Because this thing has gotten to be a galactic thing, right? Energetically, because we know not of ourselves, we don't understand the ripples that we place out into the universe, right? That affects all things, because we are all connected, right? And there has to be a correction. Because we never saw ourselves as energy, we were running around here reckless, moving into things that we believed in that was reckless in nature at a galactic level, at a universal level, because we knew not of ourselves. But then if we start understanding ourselves energetically, then we become more responsible of how we input ourselves, and how we are so connected to the universe. We become more responsible in terms of how we emit our energy, because now we know of ourselves. That is why it is very important to know thyself. Not what somebody told you, but that is within you, that is of you, for you to know of yourself. Because that is the truth. That is the closest thing to the absolute truth that powers you from the source, from the all-knowing. We are all expressions from the all-knowing. And this is just my take, my perspective of how I'm seeing this and what I am doing for me. And I'm sharing it with you guys because I know a lot of people are saying, oh, these things. No, they showed it for a reason. Understand that even through all this internet stuff, there are delays. There are delays to hear what we're conversing, so that they can, either, block it out or whatever the case may be. There are delays, although they say that their lives, but there are delays in their lives. And if they allow it, if that is a true footage of a spaceship that's coming through, this ain't no physical thing. This is not physical. we are going to have a level of discernment energetically and vibrationally in our frequency. And it ain't worrying about what's going on in the material aspect of our being, because this is a lower state of expression. This is a lower state. This is a lower state of energetic expression. And I just wanted to put that out there to give you something to think about when the chaos is running around about these spaceships and, you know, all this stuff. This is a serious thing. This is a serious thing energetically, and it's serious. The reason of it being so severe and so serious is because many of us know not who we are of ourselves to ourselves. That is where the complexity actually comes into part, because we know not of ourselves, and we are so attached to this material side of being that we don't understand that it's the spiritual side that is being the most greatly attacked, because we are running reckless with our energy, because we know not of ourselves. We don't see ourselves as such. We see ourselves more on the physical side of being, when we are just simply a latter expression of energy in that respect. You are not this body. You are an expression in the material form, an energetic expression in the material form that transcends back into the true state of being energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency. When this expression decides to be no more in the physical, that is who you are. That is what we are. And I just wanted to put that out there. So with that being said, I'm going to end here. And I just want to say to you, as always, you are greater than the lies that you have ever been told. The lies that you have ever been told. You are greater than your trauma. You are greater than any bad experience that you have ever had. You are opulence. You are abundance. You are greater. You the greatest thing since anything. I love you. I salute to the divinity within you, and I will always see you in your highness. Peace be unto you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Just dropping some seeds to think about, to consider, but this is what I'm doing for myself. And if it makes sense to you, move in accordance within who you are at the core of your being, to make the determination of how you're going to see the things that are around you from an energetic value. I love you too. I love all of you. Alumna 777. I love you too, dear heart. Peace be unto you. Have an amazing day, fam. Have an amazing day. This is a beautiful time that we are in. This is a beautiful, beautiful time that we are in. And just consider yourself to be everything to be able to witness this. But the most beautiful thing to do in the witnessing of this is to be in your true state of being, at the core of your being, that is closest to, as much as you possibly can, at a soul level that will emit high frequency, high energy, because the energies are here. That's for sure. Love you guys. Peace be unto you. Have an amazing, beautiful, amazing day. Later.